About a year ago, I watched the first episode of The Summer Hikaru Died, the anime adaptation. I thought it was so excellent that I then never watched another episode. I think I have a problem. I've been starting to realize something about myself in these past few years that I've felt growing all my life, but never been able to name. It's about the way I look at and experience art. I think I'm scared of it. I haven't been able to finish watching anything animated for a couple of years now, and every time I decide I want to play a game, I can't help but feel I'm not appreciating it enough. Like I will never be good enough for it. That's insane! Art is made to be looked at, heard, touched, interacted with. Someone made this thing. Why can't I just enjoy it? Turns out, that's a can of worms. I think if I don't address my fears, they'll end up really damaging my attitude towards art, something I love, my passion. I want to savor art, taste all the flavors and feel fuller for it. Here's the long and short of it. I'm reteaching myself how to enjoy making and viewing art. If you're anything like me, maybe I can kick you up the arse too. Hope you like worms. The first step to fixing a problem is diagnosing it, so that's what I've been trying to do recently. Why can't I just enjoy art? Why do I shy away from things I think are incredible? So let's have a look at my diagnosis. Number one thing to get out of the way is the most simple of human emotions and the easiest to put a name to: jealousy. I panic a bit when I see other artists doing well because we share a field. I suppose it feels a bit like fire licking at my feet. I need to be making more things, I need to become successful through art, I need to find my niche, I need to justify my existence by making money from my passion. Me, it's so selfish, it's exhausting! When I was a kid, if I found art that I liked, I would stare at it for ages and take in every little detail. I've noticed that as I grew up and started taking art more seriously, those moments staring at art became tinged with some sense of anxiety, a kind of urgency. I can't just enjoy this, I have to do something about it. I have to use it as fuel. When I see that an artist's work has gotten popular online through the classic combination of genuine skill and random chance, it just seems to make me nervous. I'm happy for them, of course, because I'm a fellow artist, but that pit in my stomach grows ever bigger. As everything, it mostly comes down to how my time at school taught me to deal with life. I think an academic setting can screw up your relationship with art, particularly if you're praised early on for being good at it. God forbid a kid have hobbies. It's those voices that tell you if you're good at something you should pursue being the best. It's not impressive to be average. The adults around you aren't saying those things exactly, but they're implicit. This is how you learn to value yourself. This is how you further learn to be jealous of other people. Oh, everything goes back to mummy's not paying attention to me. Ugh. I think that leads into another issue: time and how I spend it. There's a really difficult, annoying part of me that's always weighing up if doing something I enjoy is worth it. When you pursue your passion, the line between work and play is blurred. I've started to punish myself not only for playing, but working in a way I deem too playful. If I can't extract something from a show to make me the greatest artist who ever lived, why even bother watching it? If I'm having fun making art for a project, is it even work? It's horrible, it's selfish, and it's anti-art to its very core. This is the thing I feel most represents the pit inside of me. And then there's purpose. The idea that if you make art, it has to mean something. That's the idea, at least. I think for most artists, it's the goal: to create something that resonates with other people and expresses the world through your eyes. I like pretty art, but I respect weird and transgressive art. When I make something that looks nice, I feel a bit disappointed in myself. Nice is fine. Nice is human. Nice is forgettable. And so we get to the spiral. Whatever I'm making, it's not authentic enough, whatever that means. It's too pretty, you're being shallow. You're not making art to express yourself, you're just copying other people. It's not pretty enough, scrap it. It's not marketable. It's too marketable, you sell out. Someone else has already explored this idea, it's taken, you have to do something else. It just keeps going like that. I get in my own way. I get on my own nerves. It's like deafening crickets in my head when I pick up the pen sometimes. It's a journey from jealousy to panic to shame to uncertainty. I don't know if you also experience this, but for me, the desire to change itself carries with it a sense of shame. It's not enough to make something authentic, it has to be effortless. Being seen trying to make something good is embarrassing. What if I fail? Well, what if? I think I've stunted my ability to fail upwards, you know? If I make something I don't like, I'm just embarrassed. I don't want to look at it. It's evidence that I tried to make something good and missed the mark. And the more I overthink, the stiffer and more unnatural my art looks. Embarrassment and shame are the enemy of making stuff. I think, along with diagnosing my problem, it's a good idea to put my finger on the ways art makes me happy and calms me down. If I'm gonna deal with it, it's got to be in a way that makes me want to rather than feel like I have to. Punishing myself for feeling normal emotions is only gonna make me miserable. The times I'm calmest are when I take a little sketchbook out on a walk and just hop around benches and walls, doodling and life drawing. I like sketching trees, people, birds, blurry dog shapes as they run past, trying to copy graffiti. It's the most simple kind of art therapy, I suppose. Draw what you see. It makes me happy. It stops me overthinking. I like making notes. I've always been someone who likes to write my thoughts down and transcribe things I've heard or read and liked. I love documenting things purely for the pleasure of doing it. I think it's how I savor things. I might not ever really look back on it. It just feels good to have my own copy of something. I've made so many notes on the back of receipts that I forget are even in my pocket. I think I have this fear of forgetting. It's like a safety blanket. I don't really look at art that much on social media anymore. I guess that's not such a bad thing, being less online. My solution to being intimidated by the sheer amount of art I'm able to see these days has until now been to stick my head in the sand. Sometimes I'll watch one of those Goblins animation finals and sit there mouth agape and then pause it halfway through because it's so impressive and interesting and I can't keep up. I think a fast-paced life requires you to experience too much at once. Constant posting, advertising, so many different people rushing around a street that isn't big enough to hold them and yet goes on forever. Incredible art is being made all the time by so many different kinds of people in every medium you can think of, and some you can't. You'll never experience it all, but the tantalizing carrot on the stick of the internet is the thought that you have the ability to. It's overwhelming. How much art that you'd adore do you miss because you just can't find it? You didn't even know where to look. Imagine how much more art would be made if people conquered their shame about it. It wouldn't be wall-to-wall masterpieces, but I'd love looking at them. Who gives a shit about being the best? Don't answer that. Sure, when you go to a museum there's a lot of art, but you're kind of expected to linger a bit, have a ponder about the things that draw you in. Scrolling can't really replicate that for me, and yet it makes sharing art so much more accessible. I don't want only art galleries, I just want more of the art gallery attitude, you know? I think it could apply to my life. I find the way people post about art online very quick and nerve-inducing. I can't watch art tutorials or tip videos anymore because they just make me anxious. They bring to mind that ticking clock. Anyone trying to teach me something about art just ends up deflecting off my stupid brain bubble. Why aren't you improving? Why haven't you mastered your craft? Why aren't you making something right now? Why is the thing you are making not your magnum opus? It's noise. It's useless noise. I think the sum of these parts is this. The pedestal. I place too much importance on art as an idea, if that's even possible. I respect the concept of art too much. God, I am a ridiculous person. Art is not a fucking superpower. Art is not a dream you can never live up to. It's just a thing people make. And we're all people. Or maybe I've got like an alien audience. I would love that. So that brings me back to the beginning. I watched one episode of this damn show and it was so good I got scared. And not of the monster. The more time went by and I hadn't picked it back up again, the more aware I became that I was putting it off. If I wanted to watch it, I would have done it by now, right? Right? Support queer art, unless it's better than yours. I'm kidding. What do I do to start addressing this? How do I change my behaviour in a way that will stick? Well, let's make a start. To address the jealousy. I think the root of this problem is that I am subconsciously pitting myself against every other creative I see. It's been drilled into me time and time again, the rat race we're all entered into against our will. We can't both be good at what we do, one of us has to win. That's not healthy. It's not even realistic to how people view art. It's demoralizing to me when I see other artists gain online success because I want that too. I crave that acknowledgement. In my head, I'm still 16, submitting my exam work and desperately hoping my teacher will spend more than 5 minutes writing my feedback, so I can have any sort of acknowledgement at all. In a crowd of heads, I want a pat on my head. I'm elk enough to admit that. Life has taught me the useless skill of valuing myself based on how much other people like what I've made. Based on numbers and grades and see me after classes. I think online validation can become an extension of that. People who are popular online acknowledging you can be like a teacher telling you that you've done a good job. In my mind, at my worst, other artists, my peers, become my classmates again. They're my competition. If they do badly, it's easier for me to do well and vice versa. It makes me feel so disgusted with myself. I'm never consciously thinking all of this, but it's there. It's baked into me. I pulled it out of there. Oh, there's a baby crying. Anyone can learn technical art skills. It's what they use them for that makes their art theirs, makes it interesting. You learn the skills so you can use them for whatever purpose you choose. If I'm too busy bashing my skull in with the hammer of inferiority, nothing good for me is happening in the brain that's rattling around in there. So, to address it, from now on, if I find an artist whose work I like, I'm going to do some sort of artist's copy or study. It can be as informal as I feel like. I need to note down what's drawing me into the piece and acknowledge the touch of the human or humans who made it. I want to learn to better respect my fellow artists. I think it'll help me respect myself as well. The people who make art are so much more important than art as a nebulous concept. They're my peers. It's all well and good to say things like support artists, but I need to actually mean it. I need to put it into practice. To address the concept of time itself, I'm going to set myself small goals for each week, whether it be watching an episode of something or looking through an artist's body of work. It's a hilarious thought, but it's much easier to imagine yourself in the future playing a game or reading a book than actually committing to it with your whole brain. I want to mention that my problem isn't necessarily with scrolling or social media. This isn't one of those videos about not reading anymore, but that restless pit is the same root cause. Quite often, I'll choose to watch or read or play something that I've already completed a few times instead of engaging with something new. That's fine, but it's safe. It's stopping me from discovering new things that will really resonate with me. It's preventing me from thinking as much about new topics. Safe is nice. Nice isn't always good for you. I'm going to give myself a little selection of things to do in my free time when I'm not at work or writing or drawing. I've seen people do this for screen time, so I figure it'll help me too. It'll reduce my indecision about what I commit my time to and help me take the time to actually appreciate them. To address purpose. Art at its most base form is expression. That's it. If you see a tree and you draw it, you did art. If you draw Bart Simpson after watching The Simpsons, that's art. I almost called him Bart the Simpson. My brain is broken. If you hum a little tune as you walk down the street, that's art too. You're pulling something out of yourself purely for the satisfaction of doing it. It's cathartic. Even if your art is an expression of something nightmarish, you're getting it out of your head somehow. That's an achievement. Obsessing over finding a sense of purpose has never actually gotten me closer to feeling satisfied. It's only a weight I'm dragging around, reminding me I'm not good enough, telling me what I do and don't deserve. It's pointless if what I want from art is to enjoy it. Even now, I wish I was expressing this in a more abstract and artistic way. Fuck that. Sometimes you just want to say it. It's not gonna get out otherwise. There's no way I can stop myself using the art I enjoy as fuel for my own. That's just how human creativity works, I think. You take that spark it gave you and run away with it. We are a collection of those sparks. The antidote to fear is to just do the damn thing, but it's much more easily said than done. I have a few notebooks that my scatterbrained ass relies on every day, so I'm going to dedicate one for now to media. Every time I watch a show or read a book or play a game, I'm going to use that notebook. I'll make notes on my feelings, things I find beautiful or interesting, doodle, and just generally take my time actually enjoying it. It'll help me digest, I think, and I'll definitely enjoy it. I don't think the feelings of being overwhelmed will change quickly, but taking the time to acknowledge them is a good idea for me. If it'll get me to really enjoy things again, it can only be helpful. I can't stop myself studying the shows I watch and the manga I read. It's just how I am. I make comics, it's good study material. I think if I punish myself for not being able to turn my brain off while I enjoy something, I'll get stuck in the same spiral as before. I like thinking. It's good for me. If I want to learn how to draw something like a certain artist or try a new skill, I'm going to announce my intentions in that notebook. I don't want to become a master at anything through this, I just want to try instead of running away and ignoring the impulse. I want to stomp on the fear. I feel like if I address the jealous feelings, the worries about time, and the search for purpose, I'll end up lessening that spiral I was talking about. If I'm literally writing the fears down, they can't circle endlessly in my head all the time. It would be embarrassing. For them. I think these little exercises will also stop me putting the concept of art on such a pedestal. It'll naturally increase how much art I engage with, and I'll stop being stun-locked by finding things impressive. You've seen how much I can yap if I really take my time with a game. That was a good time. I want to give everything I engage with that chance to fill my head and make me think. I won't ever be able to look at every piece of art ever made, but the ones I do look at will mean so much more. To conclude, I want to be clear that none of the things I've said about myself today are self-loathing. I've accepted that this is the kind of person I am. I think it's very difficult to be an adult anyway, but the internet age has a special effect on our brains. I'm sure this all applies to teenagers too. I just think you should take your teen years to feel these things before you decide you need to fix yourself. Teens, take a day off. We're not broken, just trying to deal with a very fast and unfair world. I think it's normal to be overwhelmed, and it's easy to hate yourself for feeling things like jealousy and uncertainty. Even in a much kinder world, we'd still feel them. We just might be more inclined to talk about them. I am making a promise to myself. Right now, I will make an effort to enjoy art to the fullest from now on. I'll still feel jealous when other artists make things I find amazing. I'll still beat myself up for not being good enough, but I'm going to be conscious of it. When I have those thoughts, I'll write them down and get to the root of what I really want to take away from the piece of art. I'm gonna be mature about it. The thing that matters most to me is that I try to improve my relationship with art, so I can watch Mononoke like a well-adjusted person and my sister can stop bugging me about it, so I can get completely immersed in the next issue of Witch Hat Atelier. It's the only manga I've ever fully collected. Look at my gorgeous set of books. Fuck, oops, oh no. So that I can finally watch episode 2 of The Summer Hikaru Died. It's only, what, 20 minutes? I could do that. I'm gonna do that right now before they take it off Netflix tomorrow or whatever. See ya!